Hey guys, welcome to a pick a card and welcome back to the channel. If you are here, if you're new here, hello, welcome. We are going to be taking a look today at what is blocking your healing right now, and then we're also going to take a look at like things you can do to kind of break out of that or to help yourself kind of heal a little bit more, to kind of get you on the path of healing. So we have 3 piles here for today. We have pile number 1 with this little mushroom crystal. It's so cute. Tiny little mushroom. We have pile number 2 with this pendulum. And then we have pile number 3 with this clear quartz heart crystal. So take your time to kind of intuitively choose which pile you feel the most drawn to. If you feel called to multiple, feel free to check all of those readings out. And whenever you're ready, I will see you in your reading. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome. If you chose this pile, you chose this little mushroom crystal. This is going to be your reading for what is currently blocking your healing and what you can kind of do to bring a little bit more healing back into your life and kind of work through this block. So yeah, let's kind of dive into it here. So I definitely want to pull those ones out first. I'm almost feeling these as well. And then we'll kind of get into the rest here. So we have growth. We have rejection. So you could be experiencing like a lack of growth at this time. We have the Queen with woman, fertility, feminine power, sexuality, and friendships. We also have restriction. And we have the Goblin, the wounded human ego. Okay, so some of you are very much like rejecting like feminine energy. Now this doesn't have to be that you are a female, or like we all have both feminine and masculine qualities and energies within us. But I almost feel like you're like, he's kind of sticking his tongue out, obviously, and he's like, I don't want to go that way. So there could be like restriction of like doing things or doing something a certain way here. And I feel like it's affecting your growth. Like if you want to be seeing growth, or you want to be seeing, again, change or healing in your life, there's a need to kind of embrace your more feminine energy, but from a powerful perspective. Some of you are very much like rejecting a version of this, or let's see what these cards say. We have doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. We have death. I am learning that endings are merely beginnings. And we have purpose. I know what I'm here to do. So there's this sense of, some of you are doubting that like this type of energy or being a certain type of way is actually going to get you the change that you're looking for. So what I mean by that is that like, so maybe some of you have heard like you need to get into more of your feminine energy, or you need to relax, or just kind of calm down, or be more chill, or like not push so hard, or to, we'll say like act in a certain type of way. Again, you're rejecting that, but I think you're rejecting it because you're like, I'm not sure if that's going to work. Like you're doubting whether that's actually going to get you to where you want to be. Others of you are doubting, and that would definitely, I feel like, match more of that feminine energy, because a lot of us feel like if we slow down, or if we don't take, you know, specific action in like a very masculine way, that like things aren't going to come together. So feminine energy very much relies on trust of like the universe, trust that like your energy, your frequency will attract opportunities, situations that to allow you to grow. But some of you are really rejecting that, or just not embracing that in order to create the change. Because I feel like with this death card, with the growth card, it's like you want change, you want growth, but you're unwilling or haven't really allowed yourself to truly fully receive. And so, and with this purpose, with the fact that it says, I know what I'm here to do, it's almost like you're doing all the right things, you're taking all the right actions, but you're like, why isn't something growing? Why am I still stuck, even though I'm doing all the things I should be doing? And it's because you're in a space where you're not in that feminine energy, the flow that's like allowing whatever this change is, this healing is, to actually come towards you. So softening, working on your ability to open up and receive is going to be super important here. Yeah, we have lost compass, getting back to integrity. Interesting. And then we have feast of plenty, choices and their consequences. There's, excuse me. I feel like there's like, you're lost, you're unsure because you're like, I'm doing all of the things, or I've, again, you're taking action in a certain way that on paper looks like you're doing all the right things, but it's like things still aren't coming together. Or this would be like, remind me of like, you could take business or even health, where it's like you're taking all the steps, you're doing all the steps, but for some reason there's still not change happening here. I also feel like the choices and the decisions that we make in our life, with choices and their consequences, like the choices that we make, the things that we do, are going to reap a certain type of outcome. And so if things aren't working, we have to make different choices. Or if we don't like the outcome, we have to start to make different choices. We have to try to do things a different way. This makes me think of like, I had posted something on one of my other channels about how, so like I'm a manual osteopath in my kind of day job, we'll say. But I had a client who was kind of skeptical of the treatment, and, you know, because it's a little bit more of a lighter treatment. It's not so much like forcing and pushing the body to make change. And, you know, he was a little bit skeptical, and when he came back to me for a follow-up appointment, he even said that. He's like, you know, I was really skeptical, but like, I was actually really shocked at how much change there was and how much better I felt. And that to me just was like, it just shows how many times we can like close ourselves off to certain types of ways of being or certain types of things because we think our logical mind like gets in the way of us thinking that like that's possible or that's realistic, and then we immediately shut it down and we're not open to it. If he wasn't open to it, he wouldn't have found the relief that I was able to help him with, because he would have just been like, oh, that doesn't work, or not even go to the appointment itself, right? So if you're wanting things to come into alignment with you, which I feel like is this lost compass, like you might feel like, why am I doing all this stuff and it's still not working? Like feeling like I don't even know what to do. And it's, for a lot of you, it's because you're pushing and you're doing, but you're not being, and you're not in your feminine power where you're like, yes, let me open up and receive this. Like I am worthy of this. I get to, bring this and create this abundance just by being like who I am. So let's get some tarot. What does pile one need to know about what's blocking their healing right now? What is blocking their healing? Yeah, it's interesting. We have the Hermit and the Sun here. It's like there's a need to kind of do a little bit of soul searching around like what makes you happy, what lights you up, but also just kind of this like soul searching when it comes to like who you are, right? Kind of like your identity, but more of just like who you are. There needs to be kind of this soul searching element here. Let's see what else is in here. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, see, there's doubt here. The Five of Pentacles, there's doubt. I feel there's like a need to know. Interesting, we have the Wheel of Fortune. This would indicate change, but it's also like fated change. So again, there's that element of like trust that needs to come through here. So there's definitely doubt is blocking you. Some of you need to collaborate with people a little bit more. You might even maybe need to learn something, like take a course or have like a mentor or something like that, depending on kind of what you're dealing with. But it also really feels like, again, it's like your energy, your vitality with the sun here. Like, it's less about like the actions. It's interesting. None of these cards are like action cards. It's less about the actions that you're taking. It's more about your presence, your energy, your power. I definitely see there's this element, Sun, King of Wands, like you're in your masculine energy, but where's the feminine energy? Where's the nurturing? Where's the allowing of things to receive help, to receive support? So there really is kind of that. And even with this Three of Pentacles, like this can be receiving support or guidance or help from other people in your life, right? So you might have where, again, there's people you can learn from, people you can delegate, working with a team of people rather than trying to do everything on your own. It's like really looking at like, what can I do to better support myself, so better support my energy? Some of you could be lacking energy a little bit right now, feeling a little bit like depleted. I feel like there's an element of like frustration here because you're not seeing maybe the growth or the results. Three of Pentacles usually is a card of like your work kind of starting to like pay off and feeling recognized for that. But I feel like you're not putting yourself in these situations to fully feel that way. Like, I feel like, you know what I mean? I don't really feel like you're out of alignment. I just feel like it's like the way in which you're doing it, the way in which you're going. There's a sense of restriction, doubt, lack, limiting beliefs even for some of you. Let's get some advice. So we have the love of your dragon reaches out to you. The realm of truth is opening up. What's some advice for pile 1 to unblock their energy to heal? We have live playfully and with a light heart. Listen to the voice of your inner child. Yeah, a lot of you need to have more fun. Step out of kind of that more masculine energy. We have a time for romance has come. See it as an opportunity for a radiant life. And we have success and happiness are coming, enjoy and celebrate life. So this is really telling you, like, even romance, it doesn't have to be like a romantic partner if that's not someone or something that you're looking for. It's more about like, how can you romanticize your life? I feel like there's an element of like bringing play and fun and joy back into like who you truly are. I feel like there's a disconnect. Like, you've been working so hard, but you're kind of almost out of alignment with how you're going about it. And it's like, it's more the balance between the masculine and feminine. It's not about stopping what you're doing and totally pivoting. It's like, how can we bring more of the feminine, the soft, the play, the fun, the joy? Like, how can we bring that forward of like this being energy of like showing up for yourself in a way, or showing up in your life in a way that feels good and nourishing and isn't just like working all the time. The bottom of the deck, we also have the time of guilt and shame ends now. Forgive yourself and begin to love yourself just as you are. So I feel like that almost as well comes into that like rigidity of how you're showing up. That's what it feels like, is like rigidity. And the kind of almost like this inner child is like, no, I don't want to do that. So I think if you can have some fun and embrace some things that your inner child wants to do, it'll just make things a little bit more enjoyable and fun for you. Any other messages here for pile 1 for advice for how to open up your healing? Yeah, interesting. Be true to yourself. It's kind of actually what this card talks about, right? The realm of your truth is opening up. We have be true to yourself. Love is the reason. Doing something because you love it, not just because you feel obligated, in all aspects of, I mean, obviously there's going to be some things we don't enjoy to do in our when our healing happens or growth, right? But I really feel like you have to enjoy how you're doing it, or it's going to be really hard to stick to something. It's going to be really hard to see progress. What would love do? We have, it's not only about being right. So yeah, it's not about doing things the right way. You have to enjoy the process. And I feel like you're not enjoying the process. And there's an element of like forcing yourself to do things, but not really seeing the reality of it. Like not encompassing all aspects of how something should feel. There's really a need to connect back to your heart and your truth and your center around what feels good for you. What's the goal? What's the real intention? What are we really trying to achieve here? And maybe for some of you, you've steered away from what the goal really is. But sometimes we just have to take a break, enjoy ourselves. It's kind of like what people say, like sometimes they work so hard at their business, for example, and the moment they step away from their business and go have some fun with friends, they get like the new idea, they have a bunch of sales, and sometimes it's because we just need to step away from it. Stop clinging onto the goal of the healing, right? Of what we're trying to make happen, and just let ourselves have some fun and create a little bit of space. So final messages here for pile 1. Whoa. That is a lot. I feel like these two, but I'm going to take this group back. Okay, so the first card that came out was this purple one, which is the third eye chakra. It says signs. There will always be signs to guide you on your true path. There's something about truth, your true self, your true path. So there is an element of like alignment here. We have this card, which is the just chakra balance in general. So it says, out of chaos comes creation. Yeah, things might feel a little like out of alignment right now. Solar plexus chakra, shine. You are made up of stardust, so keep sparkling. I love that energy. And then we have root chakra, strength. Strength comes from your connection to the root of your being. There's that word being. There's really an element of like getting back into alignment here so that you can shine, so that you can sparkle. It's like your energy, your vitality, you're doing all the right things, but it's like maybe things have got kind of boring or stagnant or stale. And it's like there needs to be a change in how you approach the situation. And then I'll say the one at the bottom because it says the word truth again with throat chakra. Speaking from your heart, it is the only thing worth listening to. So follow what feels right for you, not just what you think you should be doing. So that's what I have for you, pile 1. Hopefully that resonates. If you guys like these readings and you want more of these types of readings, you would love my membership, which is the Soulful Circle. We do a monthly reading and energy Reiki healing distance session together. And then we also do 3 weekly readings a week, like 3 readings a week. And as well, there is a back end of meditations and tools that I continually kind of add to. So if you enjoy that, you enjoy Reiki healing, all that good support, then you would love it. I currently am, it's $22 a month, and for only the first 10 spots, which some spots have already gone. So if you want to get into that and lock in that price, then definitely check that out. After that, the price will be going up. So otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope you got something supportive out of it. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome. If you chose this pile, you chose this pendulum. So we are going to take a look and see what is blocking your healing at this time. And just see what we can also do, or what you can do to open that back up. So let's see. I want to start with those guys and this one. So let's see. We have acceptance. We also have passion. Interesting. We have netcaster. Preparations come to fruition. We have adversity. Empathy. We have envy. So it says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. We have, I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Interesting. We have the serpent, knowledge and healing. And we have the wasp, anger, retaliation, and jealousy. Some of you are struggling with, I feel like there's a sense of like comparison here. So some of you could be really comparing yourself to other people and their progress and their results, that it's getting in the way of you moving through your own challenges, moving through your own struggles. Again, it's like, I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. So you might just have more obstacles. You might have bigger obstacles, right? Like you might have to work through things or have, bigger hurdles, bigger obstacles to kind of move through than some other people. And that might be really kind of like be this bitterness and frustration that's kind of sitting in your body. I feel like you need healing. I feel like there's like a sense of transformation, of shedding your skin and like, making that change happen, but you're struggling with the acceptance of like that you have to do what you have to do because other people don't have to do it, or those sorts of things. And I mean, we all kind of get that way. I mean, we all can wish like, oh, I wish I just had a body that didn't gain weight when I ate shitty food. Or we can just wish sometimes that we just would win the lottery so that, finances weren't so tough, or, whatever, right? We can always wish upon an easier or a different situation. But I feel like with this empathy, it's like you need to just see the bigger picture, understand that we all have our challenges. So let's say you struggle in the health department, but maybe you have really good relationships. Well, there might be other people that like are skinny minis and don't have to worry about their weight or their health or anything like that, but they really don't have great relationships in their life. So we all have our burdens. We all have our challenges. It's just that it looks differently and it shows up differently in our lives. And so I feel like there's a need to like have compassion for the fact that your journey just looks different, and that's compassion towards yourself and compassion towards other people. I really do feel, the interesting piece is that I actually really feel like you're getting results, that like the work that you're going to be doing or are doing for your healing is actually creating change. And you know what you need to be doing. You know what healing has to happen, what changes have to happen, and you're preparing for, you've been preparing and working towards this. And I feel like you're really passionate about what needs to change or what you're trying to change or the journey that you're on. And because I feel like you are dealing with the adversity well, it's just, I feel like this bitterness or this like intensity that you feel around other people and their journeys, and why does mine have to be so tough, or why do I have to go through this when other people don't, or I really feel like it's like kind of like burdening it's almost like it's I don't know if it is blocking your progress and your growth. For some of you, you might even think like, look, what's the point? Like, why, And there could be a lot of like jealousy, or there's definitely kind of like lower chakra things going on here, like imbalances. By the way, if you guys are interested in the Soulful Circle, it's my membership that incorporates tarot and Reiki healing. So I do weekly readings, like 3 a week for the group, as well as a monthly reading and Reiki session, and also like for the group. And then also there's a whole back end, like I call the sacred library of tools, resources, meditations that I will continually build upon. That currently includes the chakra meditations for each individual chakra, as well as like a holistic one, like a global one for all the chakra points. So if you're interested in that, it is currently $22 a month for the first 10 people that you'll lock in that price for life. But other than that, after that, it will be going up. And some spots have already gone. So if that's something you're interested in, the link for that will be in the description box. But let's get a little bit more with the tarot here for group 2. What's blocking their healing, group 2? Interesting. We have the Sun, we have the Devil, Ace of Wands. Yeah, there definitely could be this like jealousy, this. I also feel like though at the same time you really do have a strong desire to have change. Yeah, we even have the Death card at the bottom of the deck. We also have the World card that came out, and then the Three of Cups. I feel like there's like jealousy here. We have the Death card here at the bottom of the deck. So again, there's transformation that I feel like you need to change. The healing part isn't really the problem. I feel like it's like your outlook on your healing journey. And I really feel like it's like closing out some element of like healing the element of like the jealousy. I want to clarify with this what is this Ace of Wands? What is this Ace of Wands? This also could be just like people you see online. It doesn't even have to be like people you like know personally. We have the King of Pentacles. Maybe one more with this Ace of Wands. 10 of Cups. See, that's the interesting. I feel like you're transitioning into like having your changes. Like I feel like you've been making changes. You've been doing healing work. Yes, you're envious and jealous of other people, but I almost feel like this is what's blocking you from like really starting to see progress and get to your end goal, 10 of Cups, to build the sense of stability. And if you are already moving in this direction, I feel like the way you're approaching it, the way that you're moving towards it might be coming from not the best place, like more of a shadow aspect, shadow place. So I'd really look at like what's motivating you to make these changes. What's motivating you to make these changes? So I feel like it could be like switching your mindset around things. So for example, we'll use health. Health is kind of an easy one for me. Let's say it's like weight loss, okay? You could come at it from a place of like, I want to be skinny. Look at that person over there. They got a 6-pack ab. Like they're just, they don't have to work hard to do all this. Like, I just want to be skinny. I just want to have that body. Or you could approach it from a healthier space where it's less about other people and less about your, we'll say, physical appearance, and more about being the healthiest version of yourself that you can be, right? More about fueling your body well, more about moving your body because you can, right? Those are two very different approaches or mindsets that can get you very different results. Can get you the same results, but in a different way. And this one that's built off of like just truly being healthy and the healthiest version of yourself is going to be way more long lasting, King of Pentacles, than the like image stuff that usually is rooted in aspects of like shame and guilt, envy, all of these kind of more, we'll say, negative, lower vibrational things, ideas, outlooks that we've been taught, that we see on social media, society, our upbringings, whatever. So it's like coming from the right place. Again, I think you're going to see change regardless, but what is that change rooted in? And because whatever it's rooted in is going to determine whether that lasts for a long time or not. Some of you might have to change some of your habits as well. There could be certain habits that are especially like indulgence type of stuff, indulging in certain activities or indulging in certain patterns. And it's about closing those out so you can celebrate the progress that you've made. You can work towards this. So let's get some advice. What can pile 2 do to remove this block in their healing? What can pile 2 do? Okay. So at the bottom of the deck, we have recognize despair as an opportunity. So if you're feeling a certain way, notice that. And within it, you will find the gift of awakening. So you're going to start to understand when you feel a certain way, reflect on that, notice it, because it's showing you something, and maybe something even further that needs to be looked at or healed. The first card we had that came out was Re-energize in the Natural World, number 1. Let your inner hunter or huntress take a rest. So some of you might need to get out in nature, take some time to chill, maybe just like sit on the grass, go to a park. But get outside, but also use it as an opportunity to rest. Now I'm kind of almost seeing too, you can like walking through a forest, walking through a park, walking a trail. Allow yourself to kind of just re-energize by being outside. I feel like this is going to help ground you and balance you, especially if you're feeling kind of like, if certain feelings or emotions or your mind is doing certain things, right? And you're starting to kind of get into this energy. We have then also to number 37, a message is trying to reach you. Be vigilant, the spirit world which wishes to find and touch you. Some of you, this slowing down is going to also help you gain insight, messages, clues. We also have number 28, have the courage to be free. Know that freedom begins where desire ends. Interesting. This makes me think of the Devil and the Ace of Wands energy. I feel like this is about like freeing yourself from like the desire to have, I just want to have a body like this. I just want to have the money. I just want to, right? And like detaching that and more focusing on like having a healthy relationship and not feeling so restrictive or so confined. This could also be in your desires in the sense of like your emotions, potentially like, you know, again, the jealousy, those sorts of things. I feel like it's about detaching yourself. So there might be some deeper healing that you even need to do that you maybe didn't even like recognize. What else for pile 2 for healing this block that's blocking their healing? We have time to make a demonstration. We have you have more options than you realize. And we have turn on your love light. Yeah, I feel like this comes into your frequency, the vibration, what you emit outwardly. I feel like it's time to show up in a way that just proves to you that you can do it. It doesn't matter what other people have been through. It doesn't matter if it's different or it looks different. You can have what you want as well. I think you just have to come from a lighter place, a more embodied space. A place that respects your journey and respects other people's journey. But I can understand where the frustration comes through or comes from. final messages here for pile 2 with regards to this reading. We have crown chakra with divinity. Recognize the divine in the mirror. Yeah, we have solar plexus chakra, fearlessness. Turn your worrier into a warrior. This is like stepping into your power. We also have destiny. Follow your instincts. They lead to the truth with third eye chakra. And we have solar plexus again with manifestation is the fruition of confidence and belief. Interesting, because we have this preparations come to fruition. So if you want to manifest something, you want to create something, you just have to have confidence and believe in yourself and know that it's possible. Don't get caught up in other people's energy, other people's stories. We can use other people's stories as inspiration, but when it's negatively influencing us and has us more in the comparison game, it's not supportive. Right? It becomes more harmful than it does. I think you're doing a lot of good things that are actually working for you, and you just have to trust that and not be afraid to go for it and not be afraid to go your own journey, walk your own path. Get the support you need, but don't be afraid to have your journey look different than other people's. We also have root chakra here with security. It says to feel more secure, deepen your connection with nature. So again, that getting out in nature, I feel like is going to be important to ground you guys. So that is what I have for you guys. Hopefully that resonates. Let me know down below. Again, if you enjoy these messages, you will definitely enjoy the Soulful Circle. So if that's something that you're interested in, the link for that will be down below. $22 a month for the first 10 people. Spots are going quickly. And otherwise after that, it'll be going up in price. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and being here. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome. If you chose this pile, you chose this clear quartz heart crystal. This is going to be a reading to see what is blocking you from your healing. So we're going to take a look and see what's going on. So let's start with these ones. Ooh, we have insecurity. We also have trickery. And we have first breath with beginner's mind. Okay, let's get a few more cards on this. We have Lady of the Lake, absolute truth, courage, self-respect, responsibility. We also have the Death card, number 46, number 8, number 46. We have 21 here. I'm actually just gonna do this here. We have the Hawk with omens and messages. We have change. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. We have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. I feel like some of you, your mind is playing tricks on you. We have relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Okay, interesting. Pile 3. So there's definitely obviously this sense of change here, right? Death card, the change. Obviously this is a reading about your healing. So it's like there's probably this understanding that if you're looking at healing something, you're wanting something to change, right? I feel like it's really important who you keep around. Who you keep around you. Might be some people. Okay, so you know how they kind of say like you are who you spend the most time with, and how like the top 5 people will say that you keep in your life, or that are closest to you, reflect what your life starts to look like. I feel like for you, pile 3, there's this sense of the people that you keep around, or the messages, the things that you hear from people or around people is what's keeping you stuck. So yes, it's your mindset, it's what goes on in your mind, but it's also stemming and coming from what you're hearing people say around you. So It's like if you were to hang around with a bunch of pessimistic people, but you're trying to create change. Those two things don't really usually go hand in hand, right? We either need to be around a bit of a realist, but also optimistic people when we're trying to create change, because you have to believe that change is possible. And if you, in order to believe change is possible, you have to be a little bit sometimes delusional, you know? So, but we need to be delusional in a healthy sense as well. So I feel like with relationships showing up here, it's like the people you keep around you is going to be very important, because if you keep the wrong people, you're going to be insecure, you're going to be tricked, your mind is going to be infiltrated with things that they say that maybe things aren't possible for you, right? Now, I do see you being very disciplined and wanting this change and wanting to heal and wanting to move through whatever you're moving through. But it's like there's a need for you to kind of like take a sense of responsibility for what you know to be true. So not relying on other people to tell you or show you what is in their world possible or not possible. Some of you may need to create boundaries with the people that you have in your life. Some of you could also be, I'm getting like trying to do something that is very new with this beginner's mind. Like this might be a healing journey that you're on that's like you're trying to do something you haven't ever done before. Or maybe, let's say you're trying to, I've been using the example of health in all the groups, but let's say you're trying to work on like your fitness or something, but you've never really tried to do that before. And so it's very different. It's very new. It's very challenging because of that, but you are very motivated to see change. I feel like it's really important that like, if you're on a fitness journey and other people haven't been on that journey and they're going to be like poo-pooing on, you know, whatever you're doing, it's like, those aren't the people either to talk about it with or to hang around. Try to limit how much of that negativity that you're taking in, because I feel like it's influencing your ability, or it will influence your ability to keep moving forward. Some of you are very much of the mindset as well that like change is hard, and yes, change can be challenging, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible. Some people confuse the two. We can make a lot of things happen in our life. It might be challenging, it might require discipline, it might come with a lot of change, but if we want to grow and evolve, we have to make those changes, and those changes are possible, right? They're possible if we decide to put our intention and our energy forward in that direction. So let's see what the tarot has for you guys. Pile 3. What is blocking their healing right now for pile 3? What is blocking pile 3's healing right now? We have the World card. Six of Pentacles. What is blocking? Nine of Pentacles. I actually saw the Nine of Pentacles before. We got the Devil card. Yeah, we got the Six of Cups. Interesting. I was kind of getting that for some of you, this is like your family. Clarify this Devil card here for pile 3. Yeah, this is that trickery. And you might have to set boundaries with these people. You might also have like, I'm going to say like bad habits that you're going to need to really work towards creating change, and have to kind of like fight to create the change. Like it's going to be a bit of a, we'll say a battle, but you're going to have to defend what it is that you truly want. So really kind of stay focused on the goal that you're looking to reach, or the growth that you're looking for. I feel like some of you really do feel like things are possible. But there's people saying things, doing things, maybe even people from your past or your upbringing that are, it's like when you're on a healing journey, or like a obviously you're on a healing journey, that's what this reading is about. It's like when you're trying to change your eating habits and people are like, oh, just have like one piece of cake, it's fine, like you'll be fine. And they're not trying to like honor when you say, no, I'm not doing that anymore, or I'm trying to cut down on sugars, or even like alcoholic drinks, like I'm trying to, limit that, or whatever the thing is, right? But it's use that kind of in your situation as like an analogy, but it's like they're like, oh, it's fine, you can just one time, just whatever, right? And it's like there's a little bit of that peer pressure, a little bit, but in that there's this hidden sense of like them not respecting your goals, right? Them not respecting the path that you're on. And I don't think it's making you feel very good. And it's also not making you maybe feel like supported here. It's like you're trying to change, you're trying to close out a chapter, you're trying to start a new cycle here. You're trying to open yourself up to receive more like wealth, abundance, healing, vitality, right? Like just, you're trying to be, who you really want to be, right? Like you're trying to evolve, you're trying to level up. And there's people in your life that aren't on that same page with you. And that's okay that they're not on the same page, but we sometimes have to like limit who we're spending our time with because of that sometimes. Clarify the World card. We have the Knight of Pentacles. So things could be kind of moving slowly. It's definitely going to take some time. And we do have the Five of Swords, so don't let that get in your head. I also feel like it might be very easy for you to kind of fall into old patterns. Having people who can support you to be like, hey, don't do that. You said you didn't want to do blah, 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 right? Like having that support system is going to be important for you. And that's why I think the relationships is important here. But some of you definitely don't have the right. It's kind of like you need people in your corner. Like if I look at like myself so I'm in the midst of working on my own health journey. And, I want to lose some weight, whatever. And I actually just started working with a girl who's going to, support me. She's going to help me with what I should be doing. We kind of chat every week, whatever. So she is my support system, because on the weekends when I'm at my boyfriend's place and with his family, like there's so much sugar, there's so much like carbohydrates and like junky food, and like not the best quality, like just like a lot of empty calorie type stuff where I think I'm probably overeating and just not even maybe realizing it because I'm still hungry. So there's things like that where like those environments aren't the most supportive, but I have a person in my corner who I can like navigate this with, and she can kind of give me pointers and ways that I can support myself, because those environments aren't the most supportive and like trigger me to kind of fall back into old patterns, right? Habits, those sorts of things. So it's things like that. It's having the right types of relationships. And this could be people you pay, right? These could be like coaches, therapists, practitioners, whatever, people who you pay to support you. But you just have to have the right people in your corner to help you get further, because I think the people in kind of like your everyday life aren't those people. And like I said, that's okay. They're maybe not supposed to be those people, right? But if you really want to see the growth and see the healing, then working with people or being around people who have the common goal or understand your goal is going to be really important. So let's get some advice for how you can clear this block. How can pile 3 clear this block towards their healing? We have follow the path of your soul. Don't allow anyone or anything to stop you. I love that. We have a partnership for the new age. It's time to welcome it. Some of you definitely, there could be a new person in your life that's helping you through this change. Be open to it. It doesn't have to be romantic. Some of you, though, it could be. We have your deepest desires constrain you. Let them go to clear your mind. Yeah, some of you, there's like thoughts, patterns. Again, it's like your mind is constraining you. Like, this could definitely be like, again, the passion, the desire, the old patterns, right, that we find comfort in could definitely be, again, impacting you, and you have to find ways to kind of like let that go, clear that. And being around the right types of people and the supportive people is going to be helpful for you. What else here for pile 3? Pile 3. We have prepare to be astounded. We have yeehaw. And it says you were born with that it quality. Yeah, you're ready. I think you're ready, and you're going to be very surprised and happy with your results. I think it's just about like being around people who support you and have that confidence in you, like people who know that you can do this. Right? Like, you know you can do this, but sometimes we need people in our corner. We need that support, you know? Final messages here for pile number 3. Final messages for pile 3. All right, so we have heart chakra with connection. Again, connections in your life. But it says Father Divine and Mother Earth make love in your heart. We also have compassion. Again, heart chakra. Resolve your conflicts with compassion. So there's a big emphasis on your connections to not only yourself, but to other people, the divine, and having compassion for the challenges, the obstacles that you're facing, and having compassion for yourself and maybe how you're navigating them or what's coming up for you, and just being gentle with yourself. And then we have root chakra here with safety. It says, in the hurricane of life, a strong foundation will keep you safe. Yeah. Again, find that compassion, bring that sense of safety back for yourself. Also, I really feel like this is like, again, having the right types of people in your life to support you when things get kind of crazy or things get challenging. And that's going to help keep you on track. It's going to help support you and help you feel supported and safe to keep going. So I really feel like people are important for you in your healing journey that can make or break it for you. Bottom of the deck, we also have solar plexus chakra, abundance. Your world is abundant when you choose to see it that way. So that comes back into that like mindset piece. So hopefully that resonated for you guys. If you enjoyed this reading, you guys would love the Soulful Circle, which is a community membership that I have created, which includes tarot readings like this, as well as Reiki healing, different meditations, tools, and support to help ground you, to help you navigate the changes that you are going through in your life. So if that resonates with you, feel free to check that out. The link for that is down below. Currently, it is on for $22 a month, but that'll be for the first 10 people, which spots are already going. So if you want to get in at that price, make sure you sign up now, lock that in, and then the price will be going up. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, being here as always, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye.